Hey, welcome back, course members, to another course member live stream. Well, welcome. Geez, we are back at yet another crazy start to a stock market week here. Well, basically, it seems like we're back in that series where stocks can only go up, right? Which is really interesting because it's almost like September was our bumpy road, and that's it. And one of the nice things that I like about having like a portfolio of stocks where we can buy into when things are a little soft and we kind of keep adding to it, like the 1337, is you're not really waiting for a particular price target on one stock. You're just consistently getting into the market. And that's really nice, especially when all of our numbers and valuations, they just continue to get remade. I mean, it was just last week we were talking about buying Amazon at 3,000, and we were talking about buying them at 3,200, and Peloton was at 110, and now every single one of these stocks is way higher, and it's unbelievable because it makes it really hard to to be able to keep buying when we keep having these green days. But that's pretty much the nature, right? Gather up some dry powder for our dip. But look at Apple here, 5% before tomorrow. Tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Is it tomorrow or Wednesday? No, it's the 13th. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Apple's iPhone announcement event, which is widely expected to be very, very exciting for people. One of the issues to keep in mind with Apple is Apple's kind of like Tesla when they do an earnings, not an earnings call, when they do a news event like Battery Day, they frequently, not always, tend to pull back after that stock day. And remember what happened when we had Tesla pull back after their stock split? It actually kind of pulled the entire market down with it. So, I don't want to say, hey, let's just sit around and time the market. That's not a good idea either. But certainly I want to be, I like buying my red stocks, and that's just consistently what I've done over this pandemic and really the last year now, which is almost scary to say. But that is also how I consistently bought for the last 10 years, but more heavily just this last year. Yeah, I mean, everything just nuts right now. Like, why is Etsy at 150? Shocking. They were sitting at 108, like 2 weeks ago? When was it? And I remember us talking about it, like, oh, they came off the 130 highs. Here's some times to buy. Yeah, here, 109, 108. Look at that. We had quite a period of time here where we were bouncing right around 110 off its 130 highs, and it's just been straight up since then. Absolutely shocking. Really, really just an interesting market where you just continue to have people throwing money at this market. Lemonade's finally cooling off a little bit. Lemonade went straight up like 15 points, not percent, like 15 points. And that's pretty incredible. So it's good to see a little bit of a cool here because you don't want to see too much euphoria. Rocket just likes hanging out under 23, which is nice. But don't, when you're adding to these on red, you don't want to go terribly overweight on some of these. Like, just because Rocket's red for 5 days and Tesla's red for 1 day doesn't mean you want to be out of balance, right? It's one of the reasons I like having that sort of set portfolio like the 1337. Redfin staying stable at 55. Chipotle just under 1,300 again. Great. Oh, I do want to mention, so Intel, I finished doing a little bit more work on Intel, and I have to say I was actually a little bit disappointed with Intel. Only about, well, their computer division is in decline, right? Their chipset division, where they're really growing is at data centers, the data center type hardware. That's where they're seeing massive growth. And I liked Intel because they acquired Mobileye. But one of the problems with Mobileye is Mobileye only makes up 1% of Intel's revenue. So I'm not going to buy Intel to capture 1% of their company, basically, for the purpose of being a hedge to Tesla. So that doesn't make sense. So Intel for me right now is a no. I can't add more to Nvidia. AMD, we had some softness last week. Looks like it's picking up a little bit again. AMD's, I think, a great company. We've got them in 1337. Happy to do a little bit more. We're looking into them. DocuSign, look at this, right off the 190. Wonderful. I also spent a little bit of time, and this is another one that I started looking into, and then I'm going to get into some of the auto manufacturers. We're currently on 11. I am I'm a little bit disappointed with Dropbox. I have to say, Dropbox just sort of I really think that, and I don't even have them here in this watch list. But I just did a little bit of preliminary looking at Dropbox. Where'd they go? And they are, at least their website traffic has been in decline for the past probably 4 or 5 years. Let's go to the 5 year here. Yeah, see, look at this. Let's go to max. Let's max out on Dropbox. Hold on. Dropbox max. No, hold on. Let's go month and let's go out. No, what am I doing? Sorry. It's Monday morning. Here we go. Let's just do this. Let's zoom out like this. No, I had it right. There we go. That's better. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that takes us to 2018. Okay, because they went public then. Okay, that's right. We can't go further back. But see, I was looking at their web traffic back to about 2014, well before they went public, and they had a really good peak there for a period of time, and they've just been in relatively straight decline since then. You can see this massive, almost sell-off here in August of 2019. Why? And I really think it's just blown expectations. And so even when you lead into this pandemic here, leading into the pandemic, they went up to $19 and then came down again. So, I don't know. It makes me wonder, like, can Dropbox be the competitor against Amazon and Google Drive? I know Apple needs to get on the game. Like Apple, they only offer you 2 terabytes of storage for iCloud. That's stupid, especially with people recording 4K videos these days. That would be a massive market for Apple to be able to boost revenue. If Apple came out, and this is something to keep in mind, if Apple came out one day and said that we will offer a cloud-based hosting service for iCloud where you can get, 5, 10, 50, 100 terabytes of storage for video developers, and that would be a really nice revenue stream, I think, for Apple. Relative to the entire market of Apple, it'd still be a small little drop in the bucket, but their iPhone itself makes up 50% of their revenue. So when you have a company that 50% of their revenue comes from the iPhone, and they keep making the cameras better, but you're not providing storage for people, I feel like there's a missing opportunity there. Whereas you can open up the Amazon thing. What is it? Amazon Photos right now. You can open up Amazon Photos. They will, if you have an Amazon Prime membership, they will back up all of your photos for free and a ton of your videos too. There's a limit to that. But I always open up the Amazon Photos app every so often, and they just literally download your camera roll and back it up for you. So it's kind of that double safety there. So, okay, we'll do questions in just a moment. Let's see if we've got deals, but in terms of real estate. But yeah, it's just, this is one of those, it's been like this for probably 3 months now. It's one of those very difficult markets to, in the stock market, to just be enthusiastic about having price targets, because all of the price targets get blown away. So very, very, very interesting. Okay, so Carlos posted a deal in California. Okay, let's see what Carlos's deal is in California. Hold on, I'm just looking at the contract here. $1,025,000 in La Habra. Yeah, and I haven't fully finished my research yet on Dropbox, but at least just on trend data. Like, I use Alexa, and I don't mean Alexa the Amazon Alexa. I mean Alexa the website tracking platform, the website analytics platform is probably a better way to put it. I don't know. I'm not jumping up and down. Let's put it that way. And the market is so euphoric, it's always going to pick up the crap as well. Let me make that very clear for a moment here. When the market is so euphoric that you get these insane price bumps, you're always going to see the crap get picked up as well. Let's see if we can find it. Usually I don't track crap, but let's see here. Let's see what Nicola's doing today. Oh no, Nicola's down a little bit today. But even just this euphoria that we've had at Nicola over the last probably 2 weeks, to me is just a sign of we're out of September, we're out of the pain of September, and we're shooting back up to what appears to be a pretty solid resistance now here at about 24, 25 for Nicola. But you tend to have even bad stocks float up in these euphoric times. And these are always the times where every day these stocks go up, it becomes riskier and riskier to buy, We just bought options on what was it? No, we bought Amazon stock and we bought Apple stock. We bought Lemonade options. All these things just last week. I think it was on Tuesday on the dip, and they're all up. Let's see here. What is it? Yeah, all of the Lemonades are up. I actually have a couple Tesla ones as well. Oh, even my Redfin's up now. Oh, and the Rocket's up. That's incredible. Oh, that's shocking. Oh, and then we bought the Apple option. Wow, that's up too. Oh, cool. Yeah. So it's almost just like anytime you get a red day, that's almost the day to go shopping, because otherwise it's just ridiculous. Because even when we bought those options last week, we were talking in the chat going, like some of these things are still above our targets, but wow. Just find those red days. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get some red days. I mean, we will always have red days, but there'll be some more red days here before the election. Though, the flip side is they come out with a stimulus package that's larger than expected. Then on the flip side, the market could continue to rally on that. So you've got really a bizarro market. And the more stimulus expectations go up, the more hypey things get. And you get Larry Kudlow coming out last week going, we're approving a bigger package and it's just a counter offer. Then you get Larry Kudlow on Sunday going, oh, we're actually thinking about doing more than $2.2 trillion. It's just, yeah, exactly. Google Photos. That's right. Google Photos has unlimited photos and video. I did not know about unlimited videos. Really? That's really cool. Yeah, I know that Dropbox can work with the camera roll as well, but I don't think you get the free storage that Google Drive and Amazon have. And correct me if I'm wrong on that. Yeah, we are out of the COVID risk factor for Trump. This is true. We are out of that risk factor for Trump. And, look, that's excellent. What it goes to show for our country is that, if we have the tools to basically cure someone, which is kind of weird to think about, because here we are in a pandemic and you basically just saw somebody just get like instant cured, like with a magic spell by pumping them full of every single drug that we've got, remdesivir, Regeneron, and dexamethasone. Some say is a common steroid. The World Health Organization says you only use it in severe cases. And I guess these doctors are like, he's old, severe case, pump him up. And it works. It's a case of one, but it's very, very incredible to see. So I'm happy about it for our world. Yeah, we didn't get a stock buying opportunity, but I'm happy about it for our world. Okay, let's look at this La Habra deal, and then let's do some Q&A here. Okay, so this is units. So Carlos. Okay, what are we in? I don't know what we're in. We're in like 14 minutes. And then we'll do some Q&A. So, okay, here's the deal, folks. Let's see what we got. These look like units. Well, yeah, they are. Okay, so property with 2 buildings in downtown La Habra. Building is a corner lot on First Ave. The building at the corner of First is a duplex, 1 story, that has 2 and 1 in each. The second building is another duplex with 1 and 1 in each. Oh, cool. Look at that. So you got 4 units here. Let's see kind of where you are. Let's get an idea of this. Okay, good. Okay, I was worried you were on La Habra Boulevard there for a second. That would be not so good. But you're actually close to a lot of walking things here. I mean, you got Domino's. You don't even have to get takeout. You can walk there. That's cool. 7-Eleven. You got the weight loss store, Ace Hardware, the post office, the police department's right there. The library's right there. Memorial. Wow, you're like downtown here. Well, that's pretty cool. Let's see what this place looks like. Not bad. If you're gonna have a duplex, this is the place to have a duplex. Is right off. Like if you're gonna buy units, buy it right off where you're not on a busy road, but you're like walkable to stuff. I mean, this is great. Car dealership. Okay, all right. So you got a school bus I saw over here. I think you're. Oh, here you are. Yeah. Okay. Here it is. So it's 2 units. This looks cute. Yeah, this looks nice. 4 units. That's awesome. So this is the 2 over here. Interesting kind of setup here. All right. Okay, the chain link over here. What's this random parking lot back here? I don't know. Some store's got a parking lot back here. Oh, what is this over here? Let's see here. A pretty mix of commercial over here. What do we got here? Oh, you got the heating and air store. You have everything that you need to renovate this property. But honestly, you don't want to renovate this property. It's built in the 30s. If you've got tenants paying market value rents, leave them. There's no point. So you're paying 1025 for this thing. Let's see what your projecteds are. Okay, so you're not projecting substantially higher rent here. Maybe on this one. Yeah, on the one and ones you are a bit. Mortgage payment would be around, okay. Yeah, I mean, so what you could do is a beautiful thing here is you could just bump these guys $50 each, and if they don't leave, keep them. You're going to be subject to rent control, so you've got the limit of 10% there that you could do in a year, unless you have even stricter rent control in La Habra. I have no idea. That's a hard pass. That's a rougher area, La Habra. Okay, all right. Well, thank you. This is tech. See, and I don't know anything about these areas in terms of La Habra. That's a hard pass. Ouch. Okay. Well, let's look a little bit more. And that's. I was sort of starting to wonder a little bit. Like you're getting 4 units in La Habra for about $250 each. It seems pretty inexpensive. Like out here, I pay for a quality property. I pay about $350 a door out here for units. And as soon as I get under 3, the area starts going down a little bit. But you got to know your area. One thing that I would recommend you doing is checking out the qualifications for the tenants that you have, and then the rentability going forward. So what are the comps? So for comps, I really like to see you give me the market cap rates and GRMs. So the cap rate right now, 5.3. Yeah, so for me to really do this easily, I'd need to know your comp rate, your gross rent multipliers and cap rates, which really just one works. This one's closer to the highway in Fullerton. Cypress, yeah. These are different areas. This one's a little closer. Let's see how close this one is. Let's just see if we could do any kind of comp here. And then we'll do Q&A in just about 1 or 2 minutes here. So let's see if we can compare this. So this one's closer to Lincoln. We really need comps that are within your area. Very important when it comes. Oh my gosh. I can't use comps this far away. Absolutely not. So what we really need are units that are where you are, right here. I mean, you're around everything here. And again, I don't know anything about La Habra. This is tech doesn't like it. But we need duplexes and units that are over here. So here's homework for you. Get the units and the information that are around here. Ask your agent to provide you the comps of duplexes and units around where you're buying. Then ask them what the gross rent multiplier is for the market of La Habra or the cap rates. And, it looks like if these projections are correct, although if your agent gave you these, just double check them that these are actually what comps are going for, then you could be okay. Here's another quick thing that I'm going to show everybody, because this is good to know. When you're looking for rental comps, the other thing that you want to do is just look at what's available for rent. Your agent can actually get you closed rental comps, but let's look at what's available for rent in La Habra here. So what's this? We got a 1.8. See, look at this. For $17.95, you get a 650 square foot 2-in-1, and this looks nice. Formica countertops. It's got the plank flooring. It's got some. This is like the same color as yours and everything. So here's an apartment for rent that's 1795 square feet. It's a 2-in-1. And you're projecting that they could be $2,000 each. So is your unit larger, or what does your unit have over this one? That's what you want to be careful of. Is you buy places with high projections, it's dangerous. Look, here's a smaller one, 250 square feet larger. It's got coin laundry. It's got the quartz countertops. It's $1,870. So be careful on some of the projections. So far, I'm concerned some of the projections might be a little bit on the high side. Here's a 1-in-1. This is the last one we'll look at, then we'll do some Q&A. Nice, clean, move-in ready 1-in-1 for $1,590. Okay, see, and on the 1-in-1, you're projecting $1,500. That's better. I'd rather see my competition be a little bit higher than my expectations. Good. All right. Very good. Let's do a little bit of Q&A now. And I would say get back to me with a little bit more data there on oops. Hold on. I guess that camera's off. Get back to me with a little bit more data on what's going on in your neighborhood there. Again, you want to ask your agent for comps ideally within 2 miles, multifamily comps, and find out what these things are selling for per door, what cap rates they're selling for, and the gross rents they're selling for, which we could do the math if we get the rents on those comps. Do you tip contractors? No. I just pay people well regularly and on time, but no, I don't show up all the time. Not enough to do that. I mean, it's not a terrible thing to do. It's a nice gesture. Bought a house in March during the crisis, put 5% down, updated it. Should we refinance? My rate is 2.65 on a 15. Honestly, you could probably get 2.7 on a 30-year right now. Maybe talk to a lender. Rocket's a buy. It's under 23. And remember, Rocket Mortgage does not run like the tech stocks do. So keep that in mind. But to me, it's a nice diversification. That's why I have it as like a 4 or 5% or there in 1337, just to take a little bit of the strength that we have on tech off. Just wanted to let you know I did Whistle Oak floors. I'll post pictures of my rental. I like them. Oh, good. Well, let's see here if we can find them. Okay, I don't think you posted them just yet, but that's okay. We'll look for them. Okay, so I've been getting so many questions about what my response is to the 2021 housing crash video. I made a response video. So here, it's if you go to and I literally addressed everything. Meet Kevin, updated housing crash. Let's see here. The updated truth. That's the one you want to look for. So this one right here. The updated truth, the 21 housing crash or whatever. Watch that one. That addresses a lot of the nonsense I feel like people string together. Land leases. I don't like land leases. No, you got to own land. I would like to learn. Yeah, so Only Violin, we talk about that a little bit in the YouTube course. I've seen your comments a few times. A lot of people, they use TubeBuddy for doing that. But you got to keep in mind, you want to look for things that are searchable. So you could use Google Trends data to find searchable things. You got to see what trends are. If there's a hot new song, can you do it as a violin version? You got to find a way to Trojan horse. It's more important than just okay, I got 500 characters here for keywords. Let me find the best ones. You can almost post a great quality video with a good title and a little bit of a description and no tags and do better if it's a good quality video and a good Trojan horse than worrying about all the keywords. Do you expect Tesla stock to go up dramatically prior to Q3? Tesla's one of those, you have no idea what's going to happen with Tesla. Tesla's a great company. It's my largest holding. It's a company certainly that I'm going to keep holding for a while. It's just so it's almost like we get stuck a little bit of sticker shock with some of the pricing because we can keep comparing to the last couple months, which I'm grateful we were buying in the last couple months, but some of these new numbers, it's like please we need another circuit breaker to go off. Seems like possible share dilution at AMD's acquisition. I'll have to look into that. I've not looked into AMD. I've been focusing more on Intel and NVIDIA. And we can talk about anything here in the live streams. Do you recommend Webull over Robinhood for the bulk of my investments? I don't know that it makes a difference. I like Webull a lot. Really fast to execute. I love the extended hours they give you. Much more flexibility. It's a little more complicated to use though. Yeah, I heard there was a way to export the watch list, but I haven't figured that out yet. On one of your courses, can you do a deep dive on real estate professional tax Yeah, so I'm gonna do an entire tax segment in the money and psychology of money program where we talk about stocks too. And so there, in that, I'll be going through all of my tax strategies, everything. Let's see. I don't know if we're gonna have time for a gut check. There's so many questions right now. And Mondays are usually tough. So do you think it's better to charge pet rent or pet deposit? I would, depending on your market, I charge both. Should we be in the stock market in between buying our first few properties? I like to be. I like to have my money riding in the market, unless you need the money right away. So many like Peter Schiff and Ray Dalio think QE will collapse / weaken the dollar, which is not illogical. So if that, what would happen to stock prices? Is there a correlation between weak dollar and stock prices? I don't know. And you've heard, this has been commonly said that the dollar is going to lose its status as the petrodollar in the United States or the world currency, blah, 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 blah. There's always this, Peter Schiff has always been talking about basically the big reset, right? And Ray Dalio talks about the great deleveraging. And I will say, I do think that there are risk factors in taking on too much debt right now. That's one of the reasons I've been so heavily focused on completely eliminating my margin rather than buying stocks over the last month or so. Although I should be done by the end of this month, which will be really cool right before the election. We'll see what kind of drama happens. But yeah. Maybe Kevin Basket is back up to the amount I invested. Should I sell or wait for the market to go back down, diversify in? Well, so if you're on the basket, you're talking about the index funds. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a reason to, like, I'm not selling anything right now. The only time I sold a couple weeks ago was when I wanted to reduce margin. But otherwise, I every time we sell in this kind of market, it's almost like you regret it a few weeks later. Google has a cap. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, that Google would have a cap uh, on the videos at least. Hyliion, I'll do some research on them next. Now that I've gone through the chip makers. Any concerns in long? It's a little bit speculative though right now. What is this? Any concern on long-term health risks for COVID coming, like neurological? I think it's too niche to be able to say that for sure there are going to be long-term issues from COVID, and because of that, there's going to be some stock market issue. I don't think so. That's a hard pass. Way better options in La Habra, rougher area. Would like to say there are genetic blood conditions that 25% of us have but are unaware of. They cause a clotting storm. Okay. So are you talking about that in reference to COVID? Giovanni Rubisi in the boiler room. I'll have to check that out. YouTube question. I made a digital planner, but I also want to do lifestyle values habits. Isn't necessarily based around the planner. It's about ideas. Would it be bad to name it after I made a digital planner? Name it after the planner. That's what my site is. I honestly, I don't think the name matters that much. If your name's Digital Planner and that's what your website is, I would stick with that. If you want to talk about values, lifestyle, and all of the other things, I think that's wonderful. I would go for it. Mobilize low on the revenue base shouldn't undermine its potential. I agree with you that it shouldn't undermine the potential of Mobileye, but I would rather wait to see a little bit more, more tangible growth specifically in the Mobileye market before I jump on buying Intel. Like, I'm not going to spend $99 to get $1 in Mobileye. Like, if Mobileye were a standalone, right, that'd be more interesting. What's your response about the? Oh, I skimmed that Seeking Alpha article. I don't, whatever. Anybody can write an article on Seeking Alpha, and I love it when people, it's a good article when they take people completely out of context. And if you watch the videos they reference, you realize, yeah, y'all took everybody really out of context here. Must be that Canon camera in 1080. What's going on, Gustavo? The one that's off over here? I don't know. It's just Gina. Yeah, seriously. This is tech. Okay, Gino. Kevin has said in the past that he doesn't like the S&P 500. There's too much tobacco stock in it. This is true. I don't love it. It's honestly, I don't have any money in the indexes right now. My 1337 is just my favorite. It's been good to us, and it just continues to soar, which is just incredible right now. It's an insane market that we're in. Golly, yeah, and we got a little bit of red here but even the airlines are up too. That's just kind of beyond me, almost $200. Next one, I'm looking into EXPI as well. I think that's the one that I wanted to finish up today as well. So let me write that down because I do want to make sure I finish that EXPI. That one's a little bit red today. Q&A just here in the chat. 529 is okay, although, college might look very different in the future. Insta360 you recommended is out of stock. No idea when it's coming back. Let's see here. I'll get back on Hyliion. Not excited about that one right now. Is there a reason you recommend the Edgecone Gray flat paint even in a kitchen? No, so I use semi-gloss in kitchens and bathrooms, actually. And it depends on the particular kitchen. Kitchen could go either way, but usually it's semi-gloss in kitchens and baths. Property management software? I really don't. We use QuickBooks to do our books. Gina, my God. Yeah, exactly, Brando. Okay, what else we got here? Neo. Yeah, Neo uses Mobileye. Neo was one of the big reasons I switched on over to looking into Intel so much. Water softeners. Do you recommend installing one if a property doesn't have one? Yeah, if there's hard water, I'm a fan of water softeners. Have you tried Fidelity baskets? Yeah, the Fidelity ones are fine. Totally. Yeah, I made a video about leaving California. Actually, I made 2 videos about that. You could check that out. I'm busy working 60 hours a week, so I have little time to buy a wedge. What are your thoughts on buying new construction given my situation? Yeah, if I was going to pay market value for a house, it would be new construction. uh, oh, thank you for saying that, Brian. I appreciate that. Google does not cap unless you pick that. Okay, y'all are having a fight over here over Google and its cloud backup. And I don't know enough about it to chime in. We should try to buy 1% of all Tesla stock as a group, so we can say we're have a say on the board meetings. Yeah. Question about DTI ratio. Does your back end ratio include bills, cell phone? No, it does not. Just things that are on your credit report. Do you recommend M1 Finance over E-Trade? I actually personally like Fidelity and E-Trade and TD Ameritrade and Webull because you get those instant executions, which you don't get with M1 Finance. So I prefer the other brokerages because of that, but I like the ease of M1, although you probably pay a little bit of a premium for that. Looking forward to more GCA. Get my money's worth. Oh, awesome. What are the sources? Oh, everything. Just when it comes to sources, everything. I mean, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Financial Times, USA Today, LA Times. Doesn't matter. All of them. Bloomberg's good. I'm enrolled in stock, but also others working with you do cover setting up a Webull dashboard. No, I plan to do that. The next things that I'm going to cover, I'm going to do taxes next in the money course. And then we'll get into more unique things like options trading in the money course. So definitely still in development there. Good coffee stocks that are not Starbucks. No idea, honestly. Where do you buy water softeners? You can buy one at Lowe's. It's like $400. Just buy the material and have a plumber pop it in. It's getting harder to self-manage now that you. Is it getting started? No, it's not. It's always the same. Especially when you renovate a property, there's usually not that much to do after the fact. Do you get? How did you get good at finance and economics? Well, I guess I mean, thank you for thinking I'm good at it. It's something that I've loved for probably about 12 years now. I studied it in school and college, and yeah. The money course will help you learn how I value properties or value stocks. And anytime I value a stock, like I'm gonna have an NVIDIA lecture coming out on how I value them. I post those. Do you think Fidelity would be better long term over Robinhood? Maybe. So maybe. I know some upper hundreds of gig. Okay. You do this for your job. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Let's do one more look at stocks here, and then we will call it a day. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Wow, I didn't even realize that Enphase is over $100. They've gone straight up. That is impressive. Wow. I mean, great solar stock here. But wow, over $100. Just everything's booming. Ford's up today. Oh, Apple's up a little bit more. Amazon following right behind. Peloton's gonna hit 130. That's nuts. DocuSign, Snowflake's been sitting between 240 and 250 forever. Unbelievable pricing here. Going back to the 450 range for the Tesla. Shocker. Really just incredible times in the marketplace. It's just one of those things where it's like, don't wait to buy and then wait. Jeez. All right. Even Lemonade's ticking back up. It was down 2%. Now it's up again. So, wow. All right. I think that's it for today. Is paying a house mortgage using a HELOC a good idea to pay off your mortgage faster? Velocity banking, I think it's a stupid idea. You pay more in interest. It's a trick people use to try to manipulate themselves to pay off their mortgage faster. I think it's silly. I've got a lecture on velocity banking in the course you could check out and see more details. All right. See you later. Thank you. Bye.